Welcome back to a new episode in my series RedAux Reviews, where me and sometimes the kids create brief 5-minute only reviews of the games we've been playing. You'll be hearing us give our thoughts on new games and retro games, and you'll hear our pros and cons from different points of view, followed by a quick spoiler-free summary. Today, we'll be reviewing Pilotwings for the Super Nintendo. Released in 1990, Pilotwings is a game built on a series of flight simulations involving a light plane, skydiving, the rocket belt, and the hang glider events. This game uses the SNES's Mode 7 capabilities, which make the different map areas look just incredible for a 16-bit game. As you continue to progress through the game, you're led by a flight instructor for a license class. And your goal is to continue to upgrade your pilot's license to the highest level available. The different instructors teach you how to use the different flying contraptions that are unique to each level, and the final instruction is to use them all and achieve a high score. There aren't any options for different types of planes or different types of rocket belts in this game, but what there is an increase in difficulty level as you add new flight activities on to each different stage. For instance, the first time you fly the light plane, it's pretty straightforward, but after that it gets more and more challenging to be able to maneuver through the various rings and land in a quick and accurate way without crashing your plane into the ground. Each different type of flying contraption has a different control scheme, and in my experience, they're pretty easy to grasp the controls of after a few attempts. And I found the controls for the plane and the rocket belt were very intuitive, but the skydiving and hang glider were very tricky. The difficulty level takes on a strong updraft? Uphill climb? Well, anyway, it gets pretty tough when you add the hang glider in. As a kid playing through this, and also today as an adult, I'm still just awful at the hang glider. There's also some pretty neat bonus stages, which you can engage by landing on moving platforms and so on, and they're pretty tricky to achieve, but worth the time to experiment with. The flight instructors have all sorts of different responses when you get high scores or low scores, when you fail or when you pass, and it's worth your time to explore their different moods and attitudes. Let's just say that after so many crashes with that hang glider, Lance and I are not friends anymore. One thing that I like about this game is how much fun I get out of it each time I play through the first couple of stages. It's a friendly, cozy game with chill jazz music, which is unique to each flight event. The jazz styles range from a more open and soaring feeling to more of the wah-wah sounds of the rocket belt levels. The high quality of music was made possible through the use of the game's DSP-1 enhancement chip, or so the internet states. And when that was combined with the Mode 7 graphics, this game really showcases what the Super Nintendo could do back in 1990. With such a simple game and simple mechanics once you get the basics, you may wonder why I like coming back to this one. Well, for one thing, the gameplay itself feels low risk, even though you're probably constantly crashing as you start learning. The atmosphere of the game is something I find appealing when I need a moment to rest and unwind a bit. The future game in the series, Pilotwings 64 for the Nintendo 64, really capitalizes on this mood and atmosphere, and even includes a feature where you can just fly around and explore the island with no other tasks in mind. Just as you think, this game is going to be simple and straightforward in both its plot and story. Suddenly, you advance past that final license stage, and the game really throws you a plot twist. I won't spoil it for you, but I will say this: it tests a whole new set of skills, and even though it's pretty ridiculous, it's worth your time to check it out. Once you complete this very unusual level, a New Game Plus type feature opens up, and it's worth exploring as well. All in all, Pilotwings is no masterpiece 10 out of 10 game, but I think it is worth checking out and considering adding to your collection simply for the laid-back gaming experience. There are only 3 games in the Pilotwings series, and I'd love to see a game with these same themes return into the future. The relaxed and still fun and engaging kind of vibe of this series is appealing, and it's a refreshing break for somebody like me who tends to play a lot more platformers. If you're interested in a relatively inexpensive SNES game, which feels really completely different for the time period, I hope you'll check this one out. Thank you for watching RedAux Reviews. I'm looking forward to continuing this series with more reviews, and if you have a suggestion for a game you'd like me or the kids to review, please post it to the comments section. Check out our live stream on Twitch for family-friendly gaming content, both modern and retro, and thank you again for stopping by.